Welcome everyone to another episode of the InfinityCast. My name is Jason, OCE, Community Manager here at Lightmare Studios. Joining me as always, Mr. CEO and Creative Director, Alfie Coyle.
Hello guys, how are you doing?
We have Lead Gameplay Designer, Ruben Covington. What do you do?
I'm a programmer.
Programmer, Ruben Covington.
Oh, and designer. That's me.
Yep, and we also have one of our newest additions to the team working in the art department, Mia Lincoln.
I'm Leah. Yes,
Leah.
English is hard. Okay, Mia
Right.
Lincoln.
Hi, I'm new.
Welcome. So we've got a few things to talk about. We're going to be going through a bunch of the recent events and things that we've been to, like conventions and just drama that's happening in the industry. Talk about Infinity Heroes a little bit with a little bit of an announcement with the final alpha coming out soon, which is kind of exciting. Talk about the beta roadmap and where we're going. And then we can talk a little bit about Infinity Wars 2 and Infinity Wars in general and just an idea that we've had in that area. So, first off, Elfie, you went to Gamescom in Germany.
I did.
How was that?
It was a really productive event. So it was the first time Lightmare or myself has been to Gamescom in the 12 years now we've been around in some shape or form. And yeah, it was a very productive event. So there was 350,000 people going to the event. So there's a lot of people in the one place. And there's some really good matchmaking software and programs that they had there for meeting publishers and meeting distributors. So I had well over 25 meetings with actual publishers and made over 50 contacts there.
That's pretty good.
So there's a lot of good things there. There's also potential for co-development on different Infinity products and yeah, different options for esports plugins and stuff as well that we're looking at.
Cool. Obviously, we're not supposed to mention any names of anyone that we're really getting along well with. But just you as a person, what did you enjoy most about the actual Gamescom? What did you see? What did you enjoy?
I just enjoyed. Actually, one of the things I enjoyed was not getting to see Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, what?
I had multiple days in a row to try and get in. On the last day, I actually was right at the front of the line and legged it with a 25-kilo backpack to make it to the booth. And this is the booth for exhibitors and media, and it was already booked out.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So, and then I went to the the actual convention side of things, and saw the consumer side. And there was, I've got a good video of it, I might even post it up. There's a video of everyone waiting in line, and there's a marker that says you're going to be waiting 3 hours.
Yeah.
I went all the way around their booth to the other side, and I was like, that's definitely what I've come to people.
People are pretty hyped for Cyberpunk. If I was at Gamescom, I would be in one of them lines.
And it's just a testament to how incredible the game looks to be, as well as the hype machine that built. So that's actually the thing I enjoyed the most.
Absolutely. Ruben, you didn't go to Gamescom, did you?
No, but I was recently at PAX.
We can talk about PAX.
Yeah.
I think all of us went to PAX at least one day, right?
Yeah.
Easy. So what did you enjoy about PAX then? Go ahead.
Well, I was exhibiting at PAX, so I was very tired by the end of it. Another project that I work on, Carnaquest.
So you sure about the project?
So it's a puzzle game that teaches you how to read Japanese, and it's super cute. You can wish this off on Steam now. And so I've been helping with some of the programming on that, and it's really good to see that reaching the finish line because they'll be out very shortly.
That's cool. Well, my sister actually teaches English. She teaches English to Japanese people, so she's in Japan at the moment, so I'll definitely pass it on to her.
Yeah.
Anything else about the event?
So I'm really excited for Silk Song, which is the new Hollow Knight game made here in Australia, and got to have a bit of play with that, a couple of the test levels, and feels really nice to play. They've really perfected that indie platformer. Hollow Knight was great, and this will be even better.
I mean, speaking of indie gems from Australia, House. Has anyone been touching Untitled Goose Game?
Yes.
Oh my god, it is so adorable. Have you actually gotten into it yet?
I've heard very good things, but I have not. And it's outpacing some major.
Yeah,
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's a super unique game. It's just so lovely.
Yeah.
I feel like the Goat Simulator really stepped the path for just how ridiculous people love ridiculous games, and then Goose Simulator, the Untitled Goose Game came along, and people have just they just love running amok. And
Yes.
it's the silliest game, but it's so good.
Yeah, I've heard there's some really cool things in there. You can just like squawk and see different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's pretty neat.
Jason, you've got a really interesting shirt on.
Oh, right. The other thing we got to go to, or I got to go to recently, Riot had their 10-year anniversary for League of Legends, and they had a bunch of different Riot offices all over the world. We're doing like little parties and showcases, and I actually got an invite because I'm from a League of Legends perspective. I did like 8 years of community service with those guys, just doing like shoutcasting, running local tournaments, events, helping people, media production. I was part of an esports team for a while, and like when you've been around the scene long enough, you make a name for themselves. So they sent me an invite. I got it very last minute because like it got sent to junk mail, something to do with things getting flagged as marketing when they're not. Like we've experienced that before, so we totally get it. And yeah, with less than a week prep, flied up to Sydney, got to hang out with the Riot guys again. They're always a lovely bunch to hang out with, and got to get hands-on with some of the new games that they've showcased. They've got a first-person shooter, a card game, which we can talk a little bit about later on. They've got mobile and I think console versions of both League of Legends and Teamfight Tactics coming out. And there was also just a bunch of other small things that were teased at and maybe not really talked about that much. Like a fighting game, like a roguelike, almost Diablo-esque game. Like I don't think they talked about it, but like the gameplay was shown a couple of times, and it looks super interesting. So
yeah, it's been good because we've definitely talked about, we've definitely looked at League of Legends for like the design of Infinity Heroes, with like how we're doing heroes and rotation and those type of things. So, but yeah, seeing how they're continuing to evolve their product is, it's exciting.
Yeah, it was definitely a massive inspiration for me when first originally looking at Infinity Heroes and how do we actually create something that could take the world by storm as far as like esports is concerned. So yeah, I really like their model and it seems to have worked them pretty well.
Yep.
yeah, it has.
Okay, cool. So we're moving on to the final alpha. So we are on path to doing the beta. It is going a little bit slower than we anticipated. Went through a bit of a hiccup recently around some funding from our academy aspect of things, but that should be resolved in the coming short while. So we've had a bit of a dip, but we're still pressing forward and putting as much time and resources as possible into the different projects we're developing. But yeah, we have got a roadmap now for at least the road to beta. So we've laid out everything, but obviously when you try and lay out all the way through to release, it can change.
And first release, then
Yeah.
There's lots of things we'd like to do, but don't have so much time and resources. But we're sorting out our priorities and got some exciting things in the works.
That's right. So the first one we're working on is actually a store. So the store and the in-app purchasability. So it'd be good to actually get us fully set up, especially launching into beta, to make sure that we can have people purchasing heroes and skins and all those cool things. We're also focusing on a hero rotation system, which we'll have at first. It'll be 3 heroes that will be rotating through each week.
Yeah, and so people who have played things like, again, League of Legends we were talking about, this will work in a similar manner where we're going to have a roster of rotating heroes each week that'll be free to play, and you can try them out, and then you can also purchase heroes to have permanent access to them, either via our premium currency or our free-to-play currency. We're still working out the exact details of how the economy will work, but it's coming along nicely.
Something else to potentially mention is that like anyone that's got alpha or beta access is going to get like as a part of their backing rewards hero unlock tokens.
Yes.
So if there's any specific heroes that you really enjoy, you get like a couple of those that you can unlock just as thanks for just being a part of the backing of the game.
Yeah, we definitely want to make sure that our early backers get rewarded properly, and so have access to all the content that they want.
And then speaking of that, we have the bespoke items that will be coming into the store, so the stuff that we have currently on the Indiegogo, which you're welcome to go along and purchase from there. But we're going to bring them into the game as well, so people can choose to become a hero or become a card on the game. Those things will be unlocked as well through the store. Then after that, we'll be doing the async push notifications. So we really want to make sure that we launch into beta with people being able to look at their notifications and know that it's their time for a turn. Because at the moment we're setting it up so you've got like a day to take your turn, but we can adjust that and probably have an actual adjustable time setting for the async games as well if people want to go a bit faster. But it will be really interesting to see how they go once we've got proper push notifications coming through.
Yeah, because it's just because the async has been working for a while now, but there's just a lot of like user functionality UX aspects that need to be improved, and push notifications will be a big part of that. It just does require a bit of technical setup because it's a lot of different systems working with each other. But it's in the works, and with that, we're also next we want to reward our players playing, and so we're having XP and count levels and rewards, etc. To do that. And so all of this is linking into our shop functionality, because if we're wanting rewards, we need to have currency, and the currency you need things to purchase. And so all these systems have to be made together to kind of bring us to beta.
Yep. And so one of the things we were on the fence about putting into the alpha or the start of the closed beta is iOS functionality, but we didn't want to have the beta be held up by the inevitable concerns we'll have trying to go across to iOS, because we can test it in Android so far.
Yeah, so because we are building in Unity, and a lot of that, a lot of our systems shouldn't port with any issue, but we still, you always run into things when going with new platforms, and we need to set up ways to test and update, and as well as set up the store and everything. And so we'll have to take a look at how long that's taking and whether that ends up being included in the alpha or if it ends up being pushed back.
Yeah, so currently we've got it slated for the first thing in closed beta, but that's just to not hold back the release of the beta. So I'll go through the rest of these pretty quickly as well. We've got the PC Battlefield UI, so that'll be the cool thing where we can actually have that crossplay going, all going well.
Currently, when you play on PC, you're essentially getting like a thin, narrow screen as if it was on a mobile phone, because we designed the mobile phone first. It's just, you can't just scale your UI directly. You actually need to build new UI to better use the space. And so that will be, something that we're going to need to make sure to create and have it look all nice and work just as well.
Full screen. Something I just thought of now is actually having the option to be able to switch between those two different modes, because one of the cool things with Infinity Heroes is this designed to be one of those games you can play while you're waiting for a match. So if you have it off on the side as a mobile UI, that must still be useful for some people who are sitting there playing games in between games.
Yeah, potentially.
And then we have the main menus for PC, more PC UI stuff. And just some bug fixing and scaling, a UI autoscaler, technical stuff, but just making sure that works properly still. And that's pretty much it, running us through to the first closed beta. So what we might do if it works, now would be a good time to go and show people the latest Hero Spotlight trailer. Do you know which one that is?
I believe it's actually going to be voiced by our recent addition here. It's going to be Candid.
Oh!
So we get to premiere your...
My favorite. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So do you want to take it to the trailer?
Sure thing. We'll be back.
Mia.
It's my time.
The trailer. Let's take you to the trailer.
Introduce. Questions on.
Well, introducing my hero now, Candid. Total just boss-ass babe who is absolutely going to run the entire show. I do think it's time to introduce her and to properly meet her for the first time. Well, finally. Here's the trailer.
Thank you.
Welcome to our Hero Spotlight. This is Infinity Heroes, and this is Candid, head researcher. Candid is one of the most powerful magic users under the cult of Aurora. Originally serving under Rita, the Shadow Priestess, she rose to the ranks and became a fierce leader in battle. However, her ambitions may be her undoing, as she believes herself to be the one true leader of the cult. Candid's special is Dark Infusion, which restores a small amount of her life total. Candid's core units are Pathetic Thrall, decent frontline fodder that drains the enemy's life when it dies. Death Worshipper, a tough early game unit that gains attack every time an enemy unit dies. Violent Brute, a much more capable heavy hitter, dealing 1 damage to friends and foes alike when it's played. Demon of Eternal Night, A strong but expensive flying unit, great on both attack and defense. Canon's ultimate unit is Djinn of Death, a monstrous flying demon that halves the enemy's life total when it's played. Canon's core abilities are Lightning Blast, that deals 2 damage to a combat unit. Death Ray, a powerful spell that allows you to kill a combat unit instantly. Canon's ultimate spell is Mass Death, which kills all units in all zones, including her own. When playing as Cannon, your priority should be on clearing the battlefield and defending as much as possible before getting to your endgame, heavy-hitting units. Lightning Blast and Death Ray can be used to clear up aggressing units, while Pathetic Thrall and Violent Brute make good defensive buffers. The Raw Death Worshipper can trade up very effectively or provide a dangerous offensive threat if left unchecked. But don't be afraid to trade it off early if you're facing aggression. When playing against Cannon, you'll want to try to keep plenty of pressure on her and save your best spells for her many heavy hitters later on. Alternatively, units that are immune or resistant to removal can be a great solution. Finally, knowing when to move your units into the safe zone to prevent a death ray can be a very important tactic. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Hero Spotlight on Candid, Head Researcher. Infinity Heroes is a hero-focused simultaneous turn-based strategy game for both mobile and PC. We're in the alpha stages of development, with the beta landing soon, so check out our Indiegogo campaign, link in the description, to get into the game. Create your own hero from the ground up, including uploaded art and custom attributes. Subscribe for more from us at Lightmare Studios. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Isn't Candid just amazing?
Yeah, she is.
Very biased, but that's okay.
That's right, so am I. She has a long history with Lightning.
Yeah.
Aww.
So working specifically with Mia for that was actually really fun because I came to her and I was like, hey, I want to kind of shake up the spotlights a little bit. How do you feel about doing voice acting? And she was like, oh my God, I'm down. I'm like, are you sure it's going to be about, this badass babe? And she's like, oh my God, I'm down. So
You asked me in a train and I nearly screamed at the top of my lungs in a train and that was not necessary.
Well, the result that I've seen and heard so far has been really good. So you've got a great voice for it, Mia.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. So let's get into the Infinity Heroes visuals update. So
yeah, we've got some new interesting visual stuffs coming along. I mean, we do have people that work on the game that aren't here at the moment. For example, Ben, who's up in the Queensland studio, he's been doing some amazing work with concepting and planning out stuff. Like we talked about implementing a store earlier on. Some of the artworks and concept phases that he's actually shown off of the store have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we'll definitely put them in an article soon, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's about time that we showed off a little bit of his work to the world.
we can just put them up on the visuals now, so we can show a couple of them off. If it
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Totally.
So we're just going to cover Elfie's face with the visuals. So that's...
But yes,
Just
yeah,
one
because
visual
there's a lot of UI stuff left to do as we improve the the experience of the players. Because a lot of the old stuff was kind of supposed to be a bit placeholdery, and it's just being left there. And so we're making sure to improve it, so the players can get into games quickly, buy new products quickly, buy new heroes, etc. So so all of that's coming along nicely.
One of the other things that we're also doing with the visuals was we've got the keywords at the moment that work really well. However, we've noticed that when adding keywords onto certain cards and stuff, sometimes it becomes a little bit confusing. So we're moving across to, can we call it a token system, I guess?
They're icons.
Yeah, the essential thing is we're going to be having those keywords there if you click on the card, but if you're not clicking on the card, instead it'll just have little icons. These icons will be able to clearly communicate what has what effects when, and if you want more information, you just click on the card and it brings up this is what they mean, this is what they do.
And so because of things like flying, etc., being so important to the strategic, how the battlefield is shaping up, we need that to be visible without having to zoom in on the card. And so any card that's on the battlefield that has a keyword that is relevant to the battlefield will then have these new icons. And working on those is
Yeah.
Just making sure we don't clog up the UI and everything that you need to know is there and make it look nice and pretty.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of those we might even implement half of them or start implementing them as we go. But yeah, we haven't got it down as a thing required to get into beta. So yeah, we'll be introducing them over time. Yeah, which brings us to the last thing to talk about, which is Infinity Wars.
Everyone's like, the real reason people tune in. Let's be real.
a lot of people are subscribers right now, the real reason why they tune in. So, yeah, we've definitely taken a lot of feedback on board, and we wanted to do something with Infinity Wars. Just looking at there's a couple of options. Really, we do need to look at whether we seriously turn off the server. Wow, that was loud. We'll look at whether we need to turn off the server, just because the cost is quite up there, but I figured let's have a look at other options that we can look at to actually start, first off, getting an indication if there are people who want to have the game again be revived or revamped or made a sequel of. But to do that, we want to get a bit of a feel of who's out there right now and who's actually willing to say, yes, let's get into this and let's make at least some progress on Infinity Wars, reopening the beast of spaghetti code that is Infinity Wars. And one of the ways we thought of doing that initially is to do like a special pack. So have like a pack that just has some of the new heroes that are coming out in Infinity War heroes and bring them across to Infinity Wars and just do like a little pre-order experience within the client, which we've already had for whole sets, to see if that sticks, and if there's enough people who want to see that pack brought in, then we'll do the dev to bring those characters in. We'll probably not be a blind pick and just have it be a set pack. But again, this is a conversation we want to have with you guys and see what your thoughts are on that. If you think that would be worth, like a 8-10 card pack for $5, for example, and just have it be like a pre-order experience potentially as well, so that no money changes hands until we have enough people to say, let's go and make that. And then if that goes really well, what's to say we couldn't just do that for a whole other set, or even for Infinity Wars 2 itself. So plenty of options. So we want to test out that process to see, because there's still the reason why the servers still cost a bunch of money is because we have a bunch of people still logging in to the servers and playing the games, but there's nothing really there to purchase that's new. So yeah, that's my thinking around that. Love to get your thoughts. And
I can tell you, like, I've been with the community for a fair bit. I can tell you instantly, the knee-jerk reaction is that they want us to do an Infinity Wars 2 and are skeptical if we can do it, but they, like, if it looks good, they're going to get into it. Touching on Infinity Wars, they want us to, but, like, the people that actually know or have seen, like, the actual back end of things know that realistically it's going to be difficult. So they're not 100% on that. But if we just set up something, for example, a pre-order pack, or maybe just like another Indiegogo that's like not flexible funding, like either we meet the goal and it goes forward, or we fall short and it's just you bail on the idea.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could do that effectively, like a non-flexible funding aspect within the client. But we'll see first. We'll see what happens. Because that's where everyone actually is that cares really about Infinity Wars still. So big shout out to those that are still out there playing the game.
All 30 of you, we love you.
But that said, if there's options there that could bring some people back, so we'll keep you updated on that. And
we do want to hear from you. Like if you have opinions here or there about anything, either drop them in the YouTube comments below or talk to us on Discord. We're relatively active on most of the Discord channels. We have the Infinity Heroes one and the Infinity Wars one. We're a little bit more active in the Infinity Heroes one because we work there, and like full disclosure, all of our development communication is actually done in that same Discord. So we're always checking it for work, and like if we see a funny meme while we're at work, we'll give it a little thumbs up and all that stuff. Like we're not supposed to, but we totally do. Sorry. And if you want to communicate with us, please do.
Yeah, we'll have the links to those in the show notes.
Yep, that's great. Cool. So any final points there?
No, just keep an eye out for more updates, and we'll be showcasing more things as we reach the end of the year.
Great. And Mia, thanks for coming on to the cast for the first time.
Thank you so much for having me.
We will be back with Josh next time, and we do have some more lore stuff to share and spoil. We're not done with that yet, but he's sick/studying when he shouldn't be studying because he's sick. And he'll be back next time. But it was absolutely fantastic having you in the meantime, Mia.
But of course, if they like me better than Josh, I'll tell you.
Yeah, of course.
Let us know if you like me better than Josh. We'll give it
So the poll's going.
or Josh. And
just a quick announcement: we are starting a Kickstarter to bring Mia onto the InfinityCast.
it's good.
comments down below.
Yeah, well, thanks everyone for tuning in, and please let you leave your comments down below to let us know what your thoughts are around the Infinity Wars 2 options that we're talking about here, and yeah, anything else that we want to chat about in the comments down below in regards to the conversation we've had today. Maybe your thoughts around the different cons that are happening and that we've been to. And yeah, that's about it from us. So thank you very much.
See you next time.